Counter-Strike is a dominating force in esports and has been one for quite some time now. It is the very definition of a game that you can learn in a minute, but it takes a lifetime to master. It is a game where a vast array of knowledge and skills are needed to be successful, and one small mistake can be the difference between winning a round and losing it. What's up, ProGuides fam? My name is Boggs, and today I'm going to be bringing you 10 things you should know if you play CSGO. Some things will be more mentally focused, while others will be game or mechanic specific. All of these things are extremely important and things I believe every CSGO player should know. So remember to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Notice what I said in the intro of the video. I called CSGO an esport. This is a word that I've seen a lot of people just not understand or skew the meaning of. Now yes, it is a video game, but there's a lot more to it than that. It is meant to be played competitively, and you are trying to win. Now I'm not saying that you can't have fun in the game, and Lord knows I love surf, gun game, or even strat roulette. But when it comes down to the competitive side of things, when you log in to play ranked, whether it be matchmaking, Face It, or even ESEA, there should be a switch that gets flipped where you buckle down and try to win. You always need to bring the best you to the match. Now along with that, you need to practice. I know it's a foreign concept to some people. Practice in other games is minimal or non-existent to say the least. Call of Duty, for example, has an auto-aim built into the game itself, so you just need to be rather general with your aim to be effective and perform well. While being just general with your aim in CSGO will get you killed. I think there's a guy on my ramp. Let me just throw some bullets in his general direction, and maybe he will leave me alone. That's not how it works. Aim in CSGO requires countless hours of practice, not to mention map knowledge and timing knowledge. You get back what you put into CSGO. If you put no time into improving your game or practicing, you will never improve and remain in silver or gold nova forever. Now, if you want to climb, or if you're stuck on where to begin practicing, maybe you already do practice, but you aren't seeing the results you want. Check out ProGuides.com where you can book a session with one of our many expert coaches. They've spent hours practicing, they've got the map knowledge, and they've mastered the timings. They can help you reach your desired rank the fastest way possible. So if you're looking to improve the best way you can, remember to check out our website after the video is over. Alright guys, it's time for our question of the day. What's the best thing you've gotten out of a CSGO weapons crate? Maybe you've unboxed a butterfly knife, or maybe even some caution tape hand wraps. Maybe even you're just like me, and you got the holy grail, the StatTrak Op Elite build, and you sold it for a whopping $20. Whatever the case may be, we want to know, so let us hear about it in the comment section down below. Now, back to the video. Remember earlier when I mentioned Call of Duty? Sorry, but I'm gonna have to quickly bring it up once again. Before I get into it, I want to make it clear here that I don't hate Call of Duty. I know I rag on it a lot, but I genuinely don't hate the game. I actually love spending time with the boys, having a few grogs and playing some rounds of hardcore Search and Destroy. Well, on the topic of Search and Destroy, it looks quite familiar, doesn't it? 2 teams, a bomb, one set attacks while the other is defending. Wonder where they got that game mode from, eh? Anyway, in Call of Duty, I can run around and just shoot people with no real strategy and still win rounds. Whereas in CSGO, if I try to start just running around and pushing things for no reason, I usually will get punished for it. CSGO is far more decision-based, and I don't think everyone who plays it really understands that. Everything you do in a match is a decision. What weapons you buy, or in some instances, decide not to buy. What bomb sites you decide to push, or even something as little as what sounds you allow your opponents to hear. These are all decisions that are made within the game. After these decisions are made, your opponents and teammates have to react to them. Make sure to always be making the correct ones. On to more specific things. I'm sorry to say this, but my older players will know what I'm talking about. Weapon swapping during a reload to pull it back up will not make you reload any faster. I know that used to be the case in older titles, but it has been worked out here in CSGO. I know it's a habit and a lot of players do it, but just remember it doesn't make you reload any faster, and even worse. If you're using an M4, A4, or a UMP, there's a nasty bug in the game that will keep you from firing if you try to do it. So be warned. The bug is not as prominent as it used to be. I think Valve has looked at it, but it still catches me in its clutches sometimes. I've stated before that the bomb in CSGO is notorious for its devastating explosion. One thing I see extremely often is a large amount of players who don't really understand how to evacuate effectively. So I already talked about a special spot on B-side Mirage that helps you survive a bomb blast. My big thing is, I always see players trying to get as far away as possible when that's not really necessary. And they usually end up getting fragged or taking more damage than they would have if they would have just picked a spot to sit in. You are almost always guaranteed to take some damage from the bomb blast regardless, usually in the armor. And the only time I can really think of when you don't want to take any damage is if you are a surviving member on a pistol or save round where you didn't buy a helmet. That would allow you to spend $350 for your helmet instead of $1K. Taking a bit of damage at the end of a round isn't that big of a deal when your health regenerates at the start of every round, and you shouldn't be topping off your armor every time you buy anyway. With that in mind, find a safe distance from the bomb and be wary of lurking enemies. Being exit fragged is far worse than just taking a little bit of extra damage at the end of a round. This is a weird one that I never thought I would have to explain. It takes 4 seconds to plant the bomb in competitive. The thing with this one is you need to factor that into your timings. Whoa, there they are again, my favorite things. So do I have the time to rotate and plant? That's a big one. Then there is, does my enemy have time to get the bomb down? And is he staking it? If it's 4 seconds left on a round, he may be sticking the plant, or maybe they're trying to outthink you and bait you out so they can shoot you. That would allow them to not have to play a post plant. All in all, nothing intense with this one, 4 seconds to plant. Use that knowledge to your advantage. While still on the topic of the bomb, there is a surprisingly large amount of things you can do while you are defusing the bomb. You can drop a smoke or a flashbang, you can also swap weapons and switch fire modes while defusing. A big one to remember as well is that you can also scope in. So if you're trying to win a 1v1 with an op, you may want to stick a bomb defuse after scoping in. Lots of inexperienced players will hear the scope and think, oh, he scoped in on me, he's not defusing. Meanwhile, you've just won the round. Now it doesn't always work, as we know he could in fact still swing you, but that trick right there might get you a free round. Something else to note is that you can no longer spam spin while defusing. Players used to do that in order to dodge headshots while trying to defuse, but thankfully that has been patched out. Overall, I think my absolute favorite thing to do while defusing is bringing out my inner Jedi and reloading my primary weapon with my mind. The chickens we see wandering around the maps have become a staple in Counter-Strike history. They're cute, adorable, and delicious? But they do hold a dark secret that some players may not even realize. They can give away your position. 3 Clicks Philip has an extremely detailed video of this already, but I'm gonna sum it up right here. When using your primary fire on any weapon other than a silenced one, chickens will go into a panic state and start running around. So even if you're left clicking with your knife, that will still alert the chicken, but surprisingly the right click won't alert them. Another thing that will alert them is jumping. This one is weird though, as it's not as consistent as weapon fire, but these little critters will still run scared and let the enemies know that you're nearby. 2 final things to mention is that the chickens can block bullets. This video is a little older, but the first one that comes to mind when I think of this, that's literally the worst case scenario. The last one I wanted to mention was that these chickens can block doors. Rops is unfortunately killed in a round when SK was fighting against Mousesports, who was trying to save an Inferno and ended up being fragged just because he couldn't open a door that a chicken was blocking. Rip Rops. Unlike a popular first-person shooter that also has a bomb defusal mode, which I will not be naming again. No, get that logo off my screen. CSGO has an intense money system that we as players have to respect and learn when we play. If we lose a round, we don't just get to spawn in fully loaded and get to try it again, so to say. We have to spend our money wisely and make smart financial decisions to be successful in the game. We've all had that one guy who refuses to buy with the team, or matches where you end up saving for 3 rounds because buys are disjointed. Everyone needs to make an effort to buy correctly to once again be successful in the game. Something else I feel I need to reiterate here is that the default buy round, or the first round where every player should have enough money for a full buy loadout, is round 3. Something to note is that this isn't always the case, but it's the basis for every player's economy. There was a patch early in 2019 that changed CSGO's economy forever. Gone are the days of winning pistol and then the first buy round, or round number 4, and then winning round 6 to have an absolute dominant half. Buys are far more frequent now, and everyone needs to make sure that they are prepared for them. A good CS player can adapt. They can analyze their enemy and their team, identifying problems and correct them extremely quickly. I always talk about your bag of tricks. This bag must be extensive. You should be able to see something practically one time and immediately know how to counter it. Ideally, you should see it mid-round and react accordingly, but nobody is perfect. I have my gloves off for this final punch I want to throw. This is not League of Legends. We are not FFing at 15. CSGO players don't just give up. There is a reason we have lost so many rounds in a game. That is to make sure we have enough time to adapt to the enemy's playing style and find a way to beat them. In my extensive time playing CSGO, one thing I always have to remind myself is that anything can happen in a match. Being able to roll with the punches and react accordingly is the difference between an okay or average CS player and a great one. Alright, the final thing that you are expected to know if you play Counter-Strike is that you run faster with a knife.
What are you doing with a knife?
What do you mean? Run faster with a knife. Everyone runs faster with a knife.
Just kidding. While the knife and bomb give you the fastest movement speed in the game, that's not the last thing I want to touch on in this video. In this current period of CSGO's lifespan, it seems that the cheating problem has gotten rampant. Counter-Strike has always had cheaters, everyone knows that. But right now it just feels that there are more of them than usual. This final thing, and something I believe everyone should take to heart, is that the enemy is not always cheating. I always give the enemy of the doubt. I'm not talking about a spin botter killing me through walls and then going, oh, maybe he just has a high sensitivity. Obviously, that would be silly. There's this nice message that the devs have put into the game during the loading screens. It states that sometimes your opponent is just having a really good day, and that is extremely true. I may just be getting destroyed by this guy on the enemy team. He may be reading me perfectly. I may lose this match, and that's okay. I won't let it happen again though. I'm going to practice and make sure I'm ready for them the next time they come around. But at this moment, in this match, the enemy team may have just been better than me, and they may not be using cheats to win. Well, there it is, 10 things that you should know if you play CSGO. What did you think? I know I took shots at some other beloved games, but Counter-Strike is such a unique game with a rich history, and there is truly nothing else quite like it. Remember to like and subscribe. Hitting the bell icon will help you stay up to date with all the new content from our ProGuides team. And remember, if you're looking to take your game to the next level, head on over to ProGuides.com where you will have the opportunity to work with our expert coaches and get your own personalized experience from them. They can help with all sorts of things and help you reach your desired rank. I wish you all the best of luck in your next matches, and I will see you soon with more content.